you're riding in your flivver and you pass a lady fair, whistle. Yoo-hoo! If she turns around and greets you with a very frigid air and goes, get away,
Get away,
get away.
get away.
If you're wise, you'll take the air. For the cops are on your trail and you'll be breaking rocks in jail for going.
Come on, give up the works.
Sweetheart and sweet. Aha!
Well,
Well, Your Honor, you see, it was this way.
She's mossy-tossy all the time and she came from St. Louis town all alone. Doodle-oo, do-ya-do, do-ya doodly-doo, do-ya-do. Beep-boop, biddy-biddy-bidoo. Do-ya, 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 do. Do-ya, do-ya, do. That's all.
And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And I can't hear myself. And I can't hear myself. Ideally. And I can't hear myself. There I am. Ideally. There we go. Right. Helps if we're on the right headphones. Oh. All right, let's double check the YouTube. And then I actually need to take a short break. Because, of course, I was fine until a couple minutes ago, but now I got to take a little, a wee break. Where are we? YouTube. I think it's good. A wee break. Where are we? All right, YouTube is good. I think it's good. Put that over there. Let's mute you. All right, we're going to be working on the little black dress, which I forgot what I was calling it already. But I'll be right back. I'm going to leave you staring at a blank. You know what? I'll switch over to the I'll be box screen just in case somebody actually wanders in and wonders what's going on. How about that? Where is it? I'll be back. There we go. All right, we are back. I'm going to start making a habit here of trying to slowly port stuff from Streamlabs to whatchamacallit, to StreamerBot. So I think each stream will do at least one command. So today, let's do the Rod Shelley command. We'll get that from Streamlabs to StreamerBot. Then we're going to go over and look at that dress, which I've already forgotten the name of. We'll figure it out in a little bit here. It's the little black dress for 2026. We're going to do heels, and I think I'm going to do pearl accessories. We'll do bracelets, earrings, and a necklace. And I don't think it's going to be a straight up. I think it'll be like a gold chain with pearls. I think that's the style that we're going to do it. I'm going to do for that. And then I'll do like a 3-drop earring thing, is what I'm thinking. What am I doing over on Stream 2? I'm going to Streamlabs. Slowly but surely, I want to stop using Streamlabs. I've just been really lazy because all my commands have been over there. Other than that, Streamlabs is what I started streaming with. It was just real easy to get going. No, later, go away. Why can't... let's go to my dashboard. There we go. And then we go over the CloudBot. And I'll bring CloudBot up. And then what we are doing is we are looking at the commands. I don't have any commands because I am logged in to my Twitch bot account. So we're going to do that with Edge. We'll go to Streamlabs there. Where I am logged in with my main Twitch account. Did I not save you? I did. Excellent. Excellent. There we go. So we're going to take a look. So all of this stuff, well, not all of it, because some of this is just out of date. I don't think I've ever used the Zaphod command. Don't think I need the YouTube. So things like the Willy command. Some of these commands I haven't used in a while. I still use Tasno. He pops in occasionally. Subraid's still good. Steve just completely dropped off the face of the planet, and by that I think he left Australia and went to Germany. And we haven't heard from him since. Anywho, today we are going to move the rod command. We'll do that. That's the wrong thing. Right here, we're going to search in this box for the rod. There it is, rod. And you know what? Maybe we'll do the Discord too. So this is going to be easy. We're just going to go into edit. I'm just going to come into here, copy all of that. Oh no, you know what the problem is? What is the YouTube limit? I want to say the YouTube limit is probably 400 characters. We may have to trim that down a little bit. Let's find out. Let's go over the StreamerBot. You know what? I think I can put StreamerBot. I don't think I've got anything. Who knows? Just don't click on settings. So we're going to go to commands. I think I do have a rod command, so we can edit that. What do we do? Actions and cues. Is that it? Actions. Rod. So right here, the rod command currently just plays a sound. So we're going to update that to send messages to YouTube and Twitch. And I think I have to make this message a little shorter. So we are going to recent subcommands. Nope. Add YouTube, send message to channel. So if I do that, it should complain. Oh, dang. YouTube is only allows 200. Oh, bother. Here, let's trim down. Check out Racelli at Renderosity. And also check out, where is he selling stuff? I think he's selling stuff on Redbubble. And you can buy Rod's merch at Redbubble. I think we'll trim that down for YouTube like that. 177. I could probably. And buy Rod's merch at Redbubble. I knew there was reasons why we liked Twitch better than YouTube. It's okay. Let's say okay to that. And then let's add the Twitch one. This I should just be able to paste in. We'll come to Twitch and we want to add a channel. Maybe not. Twitch has got too many commands. I can never figure out which one I need. I want to send message to channel, create content, create streamers, set chat, reply to message, send announcement, send message to channel. There we go. Control V. Look at that. 500. Twitch for the win. All right, we should be good. Let's just double check this. So over here, I'm going to close that and I'm going to, I think, turn it off. And let's see how this goes. So we should still get the sound and I should get the messages, but the message that goes to YouTube should be a little shorter. I have to adjust that so the messages go out right after the sound. Right now they're waiting, so I forgot about that. All right, so there's the one that went to Twitch. Did I get the YouTube message? I did not get the YouTube message sent. Okay. Am I logged into YouTube? YouTube. Oh, check out Rod Shelley. Why didn't you work? Is my Napsmore message still working? And today the Napsmore message isn't working. What the hell? I'll have to tweak it. I'll get it tweaked at some point. I think it's because, is it because it's coming from the bot? And I'm telling it to ignore, to ignore but it's not even repeating. I'll sort this out. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and remove Rod from Stream Elements. One more down. What I need is just something that sends message to everybody. That's the next thing. Anyhow, I'm going to delete that. Confirm. All right, we will, I am slowly working on these. All right, we have made progress. We got one more command done today. And we're 24 minutes into the stream. Yay. That was exciting. All right, we got Blender going here. I'm going to go take a look at the dress. Actually, for the dress, I think we'll get it quickly converted over to Genesis 8 first. I think we just finished getting it over the G9 at the end of stream last time. So actually, let me put my content library over there where you can't see it just because I don't know where I am. Okay, I know where I am. And we'll go navigate down to wherever this dress is today. Oh, I totally added this dress yesterday. Where did it not save? Arg. I may have just stuck it in. Do we have it on the recent list open? Nope, I lost it. All right, let's take a look at my folders and see where we put it. This was in dresses. Date modified. Black line. That's what we're calling our LBD dress. That's right. And I have it all set up. I thought, did I not hook this up? See, it's sitting there. Daz was being funny. You know what? I may have had to crash Daz. Daz may have crashed out before I saved it or something. So let's rehook it up. We'll do that. Content Directory Manager. Daz Studio Formats. Add. Projects. Dresses. Black line. There we go. Select folder. Accept. There we are. And you know what? It should actually be sitting in here already then. So that's how the black line dress is looking. All right, let's so we did the very basic getting it to Genesis 9. We'll go ahead and fit it to Genesis 8. Save that out. I'm going to set up the versions for making substance, but then we're going to pop over into Blender and work on accessories. And I have a shoe. I went shoe shopping a little earlier. So this is kind of the shoe that we're going to make with it. A little peep toe sling back. And this has got a 3-inch heel. So you know what, maybe, and this has got what I've seen kind of a modern style look to it. So I think I'm going to go with this. This doesn't have a buckle. I think this just has elastic or something on here, from what I can tell. So maybe we'll do that. So we're going to kind of set this up in we're going to set up the sole in Blender. See if I can get it to work in Marvel's Designer today. And then we'll bring in the Marvel's Designer, and then we can set up basically the toe cap and the strap. Send those back to Blender, and then finish out the rest of the shoe that way. Okay, anyhow, we're fitting this to this. We're slackers. We're just going to auto fit this like so. We're not going to leave the auto fit shape though. We're going to update it with the shape that we made for Genesis 8 from Marvel's Designer. We'll just go with the basic knee length template there. And then the shape's going to get a little janky. We're expecting that. So when I did this dress, and so when we exported it, I think it was yesterday from Marvelous Designer, that's the version we're going to grab and then use that to update the shape in here. I'm going to then rerun the transfer tool just to readjust the weight maps. But I copied over for here from this because it has a bunch of things already set up that I don't have to go do a second time. So let's do this. Here we're gonna update the geometry. I'm just gonna update the vertex position. Do this. We are looking for dresses. Black line should be in the whip folder. There is that one right there. I just remembered I have to resize that. This isn't going to work because the density is wrong. I have to re-export this from Mardi. We'll see if this works. I initially did it with a density of 5, and I wasn't liking that, so I switched it up to the density of 10, which I normally make a close at. But I didn't do that for the G8 female version yet. I can see that because it's still 7.7 megabytes as opposed to 1.9. All right, file, open project. Oh, that's right. I moved stuff into a folder for pirate stuff. I haven't gotten back to that. That did not work. All right, we want that one right there. All right, we're gonna particle distance should be 10. And then I'll save that. Actually, let's just okay, now we'll save. I'm gonna override that. Should be good. Ideally, it should match. See, that's better now. All right. Accept that. So when I work in Marvelous Designer, it's just a hair smaller than in here, so I'm going to adjust the scaling for that. Oh no, it didn't work because I had the wrong thing selected. I do that about half the time I do this. You think I would get a little better at that? All right, the scaling is still the same. There we go. Much better. Then we're just going to run the transfer tool to readjust the weight maps to this shape versus the auto-fitted shape. And the reason I just don't do this from scratch is I copied over a bunch of settings that I would just have to redo from the Genesis 9. So it saves me a little bit of time. A little wee bit of time. Genesis 8. Black line dress. Just going to say you're the knee length dress and accept that again. So ideally it should be redoing the weight maps. Should be a little bit better than they were. When this gets done, we're going to, I should be able to now save that out. Right? Am I good? No, one thing I do want to do, because we have a smoothing modifier on here already. Oh, it's already set to generic, so we're good. You know what? I need to probably recalculate that. So here, let's recalculate the smoothing modifier, just in case. So, is there something in here that says remove smoothing modifier? And then we'll add a smoothing modifier. And then I'm going to set that to be generic. And I have a button for memorizing figures, so we're going to memorize the figure. And then we're going to save this out. And you need to go here, here, there. People, Genesis 8, clothing. And actually, I should rename this here. This is black line. And I'm going to just say dress. It's a full outfit, but we're mostly focused on the dress. And we're going to put you right there. You are not parent outfit. Actually, I'm gonna come back to this. I got a couple of things I forgot to do. That's to say 8 female. Let's go take a peek in the scene. And let's make sure that says 8. Actually, just it should say Gras. Next time I save the Genesis 9 version, I'm going to remember to change that to say blackline dress. And here, instead of skirt, we'll say dress. And we'll accept that. All right, now we're ready to save. Of course, I'm completely lost again. Black line dress, yay. Apparently, last thing I saved was parent outfit. A Parian. Black line dress, G8 female, looking good. Do we have a black line dress? There we go. Black line dress, G8 female dress. Me, female. All right, let's come over here real quick. Let's switch you back to base. Let's turn the smoothing off. Let's go take a look at my generic shaders. It's just the quickest way for me to recolor things. Come over here to the shaders. This is one of the things I don't have to clean up because I converted it over from Genesis 9. And we'll just like run through here, quickly assign. These will become material IDs that we can use for working with substance and making displacement maps. All right, looks good. So we're going to export this out for Marvelous Designer. I'm going to double check it in Blender just to make sure it's smooth. I'm lost again. Right in here, the whip folder. Let's put a new folder for substance. These were all the files for Substance Painter. And in here, we're going to put I don't have to put all of that in there, but that just... All right, is saved. Do I want to do the shoes at the same time? You know, those shoes are going to be on a separate map. But maybe I should do this. That way I can kind of match shoes to whatever I'm doing here. Anywho, I'm going to quickly load it in Blender and make sure it looks smooth. Then we're going to save it out again with no materials. I could save no materials from Daz, but I think Daz has been saving smoothed, but I don't quite trust it, so we'll just take a peek over here. Oh yeah, and I can't type stuff in here. Normally I would type DRE and then it would take me there, but Blender don't play that. Blender isn't being... Is it going to fall for that trick? Okay, so that actually does look like it's smooth, so we're probably good. Also, if I needed to separate things out, I would do that in here, but I don't think I need to. I think it's okay if we do ambient occlusion. So we're just going to export this out of Blender. I'm going to use the DAS preset. We're going to turn off materials. We'll come over here and we'll do this. I'm going to say an M for no materials. This is what gets exported into Substance Painter. And you know what? I'm going to leave you in here. I'm going to make a small box and we're going to put it underneath her heel and we're going to pose. And actually, I'm done with this portion right now. And I think I'm going to bring up, let's do this. I'm thinking. Let me open up one of my old shoe files and we'll start from there. We're going to make heels that fits Genesis 9 first. Hopefully this works. If this doesn't work, I'm going to look for an old Marvelous Designer shoe file and open it up and go from there. Last time I tried making shoes, Marvelous Designer crapped out on me. It just wouldn't bring the heels in right. I heard a noise. What did I hear a noise? Oh no, I can't see. Nothing's happening over there. Willie, thank you for that resub, man. Appreciate it. There's a dyslexic heart. Charles isn't with us tonight. He was barely awake when I started streaming. Anyhow, if anybody's out there, check out the Willie stuff. You heard me right. I said Willie stuff. Hold on. I'm thinking. Oh, I'm opening up a file. That's right. We're working on the black line dress. It's a little black dress. Today we're focusing on the heels. We just converted it over to Genesis 8. I don't need you. I still don't need you. Now I've gone and do I want to save? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to hit save like this. And we're going to close that. And I don't have it in here anymore because I closed it. Oh no. Anyhow, it looks kind of like that. I certainly do have a thing for halter tops. And ties. Untieable ties. Anyhow, this is what we're making right now. We're going to make heels to go with it. Also, I'm going to make a pearl necklace and earrings and bracelets as accessories. That's the plan for this outfit. Anyhow, I am looking for an old shoe file, which I might have in shoes. And I did that thing where I type letters to go to a folder and it doesn't work here. I keep forgetting that. Shoes. I'm looking for. Let's sort by date modified and see what the last thing I did was. Aerobic shoes. Nope. Low poly rebel boot. Probably not. Low poly servant. I'm thinking not. Storm Rider boot. Nope. Low poly boost boot base. That actually might be a. You know what? Actually, the low poly servant shoe. Probably not. Rebel boot base looks like it's fairly large, so that might. We'll start with that. What I'm looking for is some generic feet. There's the generic feet. We can come from here. So I'm just going to do file, save as. Come up here. Go over to dresses. We are looking for black line, whip, and we'll call this black line heels. All right, let's clean some stuff up. Do I actually have any? So, you know, this thing here that says Rebel, I think I can just get rid of all of that. Actually, I might keep that. What are you? There, I like that shape. We're going to keep this. I just need the sole, though. And that's my good generic sole, so that's going to work. So here, I'm going to just move you. Can I just drag you over there for right now? Then I can just get rid of this collection. And what do I got in here? I have a generic heel in here. Do I want to keep generic heel maybe and use that instead? I don't think so. I think I'm going to lose generic heel. What's the other thing? That I might keep. You know what? Maybe we'll keep that. I'm going to lose basic boot. I just want the sole for this though, but that's about the right shape I want for the sole for this shoe. We might... What I need is a 3-inch just to see. We measure... Heels are generally measured from this point to the ground. So when you say a 3-inch heel from here to the ground would be 3 inches. We're going to measure that out with this cube, which is 1 inch. So 0.075, it's close to 3 inches. But what I really need to do is set the z-axis to 0.075. And then we look at this from here. And what I'm going to want to do is find a foot pose that'll work with that. So here we've got all these feet. So the idea is to kind of walk through these until we find about a 3-inch heel. Then we're going to steal the sole off of that and fit that to that foot. Export that out, go into Mardi Designer, attach the upper and the strap, bring those back, and then detail out the rest of it from these parts. Anywho. Yo, DJ Stulu. That's right, I'm making feet. Well, you didn't expect me to just get any old boot to put up your butt, do you? Yo, DJ Stulu in the house. How are you doing, Stu? How do you spell DJ Stulu again? There's a J in there, isn't there? There we go. That works. I'm making high heels today. And we're looking at feet picks. Those are too low. That's a little better. That's too high, actually. That is about right. We're going to go with that one. Or maybe this one. DJ Stulu. You know that guy? What a guy that's Stulu, huh? I think I'm going to go with that. All right, let's come over here. I'm just going to steal the heel, the sole off of this, and we'll get this to fit that foot. If I can remember how to do this. How do you use Blender again? I don't know. I just work here, man. I think that's good. Maybe not. Where did my thing go? think you're right there. Let's hide you. Okay, now I just have to kind of, that almost fits, but not quite. It's great as long as, I don't know, beer's okay. Let's pull that back a little. I think I want to straighten these lines up. I think I want to rotate that a little bit. So I'm going to want to bring that back like that. I think I want to straighten that up. I think I want to rotate that a little. It's probably about right, but I have to adjust all of this over like that. It's easier if I just grab the planes. And I'm going to want that over there. Bring it around like so. Adjust that down a little. I think I want to flatten that out. Are you straight through here? Kind of. Maybe I'll rotate you a little. Let's take a look at our shoe. My heel's bigger than that, though. I can't. What am I clicking on? Wah. What is in the way? I'm seeing. I'm not selecting what I think I'm clicking on. Okay, I am selecting. I am clicking on the right thing. I think I'm going to go with maybe that. I do use two monitors. Yep. There's definitely a second monitor you can't see just off to the whatever that direction is. It's my right. I don't use it for modeling. I do use it for streaming though. and just in general use. How does anybody survive with only one monitor these days? It's beyond me. I think that's going to be good. I'm going to tweak. All right, I'm going to see if I can get this over into Substance. That's our next trick. We're going to take part of these legs over, use it as a model against. Then we're going to get it into Marvelous Designer, and that shape is just janky AF. What the hell? You know what it is? How's that looking? That's looking a little bit better. Capstone. I don't have any more ferrets. I'm sad. I used to have ferrets. They have passed away. I know. Ferrets are cool. Oh man, what did I do there? Something got janky. That's my problem. I know, they don't live long enough. That's the problem. So we've had like a number of ferrets over the years. I want to say 3. We've had 3. After the last 2 passed, I didn't feel like getting more. I don't really need animals dying anymore. That's what. They're kind of cool to have around, but that passing away thing. I think we're going to try this. I need to see which way my normals are going. That looks about right. I'm not sure. I do keep expecting that. We've probably had them too long. Hey, Google. That's life span of chinchilla. 10 to 20 years. Okay. We may be coming up on 10 or so years with them. They live 8 to 10 to 10 to 20 years in captivity, although they can live beyond 20 years with proper care. Yo, naps more. And then you spend months thinking you see him exactly. I think this is good. I don't know, is it working? I've been trying to tweak the commands. I don't know. Did you actually go to the... Did we actually see that on the YouTube, though? Yes, it actually went to the YouTube this time. Yay. All right, I'm ready to export this out, and then we'll see if we can get it working. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, we have to... I'm going to apply the modifier. We're going to select all. We're going to tab in, select all, unwrap that. We're going to export this out. That was an import button. That is an export button. Black line heels. Sole. Send that out. Selection only. All right, let's pop to Marvel's Designer, see if we can get some shoes made over there. Oh yeah, let's save these out too. I just need one copy of this. Which button did I press? That is an export. Okay, so while I was doing this, did Marvel's Designer open up? It did. File, import, add, OBJ. Where did you just save to? Stimpy, you fool. I thought I told you to save as a pose. I think you saved as a blend file though, didn't you? There we go. So this is going to work as an avatar. Okay, then we'll bring in the sole, file, import, add, OBJ to garment. Fingers crossed that it's working today. Add garment meters. I think all of this should be good. Oh, I forgot to file, import, add, OBJ to garment. Sole. We want to trace pattern from UV map. There we go. That's what I needed to do. Oh, it did a shitty job on the heel, though, didn't it? Why you do a shitty job on the heel? Let's try this again. Actually, I can, you know, can I just, do I just want to clean that up? I think I'm going to try to pin everything down. We'll try to strengthen it up. I'm going to try to smooth this out. Actually, let's come back into here and see if we can tweak this. Oh, you gotta... Oh, no wonder it was janky. Let's come back to this. What do I got? Some sort of weird... Some sort of weird creasing going on here. But I don't have any... Do I have extra... No, so why you no smooth? What if I just delete those? We're just rebuilding. Then can I just split these? Then there should be like 2 points here. Oh, I think I see what's happening. I think my lines are creased. Maybe. Clear sharp. Nope, that wasn't it. All right, we're gonna go. Subdivide those. Find the points. You can probably come in a little. I'm gonna roll you out that way. Bring you out like so. It's looking a little bit better. I think we'll export that out and we'll see how this goes. So here, let's make a copy of that. We're going to do that thing. And then when I got to give it some UV mapping. And then we're going to export that out. Hop back over into here. Get rid of that and re-import. I didn't. My hotkey stopped working a while ago in here. That's right. Import add obj to garment. I want the sole. We want to trace the pattern and say okay. And you look the same as before. And yet you are different. Let's export again. Oh, I overwrote heel pose. That's the reason why it didn't change. Wrong file. Import add obj to garment. Sole looks good. No, that didn't look good. Wait a minute. I selected the wrong thing again. There we go. Let's try this. Sooner or later, I will accidentally get it right. No, you're still... I select you. Oh, I'm importing, not exporting. There's export. How did I get anything done? It's a miracle. That's it. Trace. Okay. Yay. That's what we want it to look like. Of course, now my toes are all screwed up. I swear. Sooner or later, I will get this right. I know, I'm back to tweaking. All right, am I happy with that? Likely. Let's try this. All right, UV editing again. I'm in the wrong. Did I not make a copy of you? Black line, heels, soul, export. That's an import. That's an export. Okay, back over into here. I don't like that. I want to try to smooth that out a little bit. Which means I'm not going to keep that one. We're going to pop back over to this one. That looking okay? I'm thinking so. So make a copy of that. Dang it. Make a copy of that. Don't move your mouse. Hide that. Apply this. Tab in. Select all. Unwrap. Layout. Export. Back over to here. Delete that because I didn't like the shape of the heel. Import add obj to garment. Black line heels sole. Okay. Trace. Okay. I think that's good. I think that's good. Okay, we're going to clean this up. So do I have a bunch of teeny little? I do. But what I'm going to do is get rid of. We're going to convert these to curve. I'm going to also convert that to a curve. I'm going to clean these up until I'm left with just that one right there. So I think we'll just do curves for these and curves for these. Can I not do those all at once? I guess not. That would have been too easy. Actually, I think I might keep this one. Let's see how this works out. We smooth these out a little bit. And then what I want to do is put us, oh, look at how many, we got a bunch of these we can get rid of, I think, right? And then I'm going to put a split. Actually, I don't need a split. So am I? I think on this show, I actually want to pull this back a little bit. There's a couple of things I need to do here in the simulation properties. Ground, we're going to turn it off. It has a height, but that hasn't been working. At least I don't think it's been working. If I say minus 35, and then if we do this, it's still going to want to go to 0. See that? So the height stopped working a little while ago. That is 0. If I put the height in here, that should do something, but it isn't doing that anymore. They're just going to go back to this, and we're just going to turn the ground off, and then that's just going to drop off. But what we're going to do is I'm going to tweak the shape of this. See if I can do that in here. I might be, you know what? I'm going to just trash this, and we're going to go back into the blender again and make some more tweaks. So I think for this shoe, because I want to just do a little peep toe, we're going to just bring this all in, which means I'm going to go back to the, I know I'm going to get nothing done because I just keep going back all the time. Maybe I'll go with that. Those look like they're making weird sharp shapes. I'm going to get rid of them and swap them out. Kind of like we did earlier. See, that doesn't have those sharp points anymore. That looks a little better. And since we're still tweaking, I think I'll bring it down a little here. All right, once again, tab out, Shift D, hide that, apply those, tab in, select everything, UV editing, we'll just say that, pop over here, export again, should be good. And let's see how that looks. And then I'm just going to do the same cleanup I did before over here. Maybe I'll be happy with this shape. That, oops, you know, I forgot to do the trace outline thing. All right, looking good. Looking good. Maybe we'll keep that one. Don't need that. And there's probably a whole little cluster. That's not too bad. Okay, am I happy with that? I think I can work with this. Then later on, when we put this back in, we're going to use this for modeling off the rest of the heel. But right now, I'm going to use this as an anchor. So what we're going to do is freeze that so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to kind of try to get a shape that looks kind of like this. And then sew that on. So I have to kind of figure out how that's going to fold out. So I think it's going to be, and we'll put a loop, and we'll put another loop, and then, so that'll loop through here. Then I'm going to attach to a strap that'll go around there. And I'm actually going to kind of put a fake gap in there where I'm going to kind of make it look like it's an elastic, kind of like these shoes. So we'll do that. So I think I'm going to start off with a, you know what, we'll just put a rectangle in here to start with. And I'll just start shaping that up. 1, 2, 3, maybe 1, 2, hit 1, 2. We'll pull a curve through here. I'm going to pull a deeper curve through here. We'll curve that out just a little like so and like so. This probably, and then I'm just going to sew this on. Let's fit this over. Where are you? You're over here. So I'm going to want to set it up on top like so. I have to figure out which is which. So that is that side. That is that side. So they're lining up kind of okay. So I'm going to start that right about in here and go to there. And then I'm going to run you through here, and we'll bring you in about here. Go through there. And we'll just run that and we'll see how that looks. And that's kind of gives me an idea of what I need to adjust. I think we'll slide this back. A little bit like so. I want to strengthen it up so it kind of wants to hold its shape. Then the idea is I actually kind of want this to come out to here and almost so it straightens up. So I think maybe we just pull these points. I'm going to reshape this, actually. I'm going to uncurve, and we're going to do one of these kind of curvy things. And then I can grab these, and then I'm not moving that point, and maybe just run those back. And then we'll adjust this curve to try to fit a little better. But, so with that adjustment, we got to pull these back. All right, we got to tweak that shape some more. Also, let me see what the stress map is looking like. I think this is probably too narrow. So we'll put a strain map on here, and you can see the way everything's red. So we'll just make this wider until that color gets down into the blues or something, I think. So we're still stretch red, although we're getting a little bit of relaxation over there. I think what I need to do is pull these back and bring them in. Or just pull them back and maybe pull these ones out. Anyhow, let's pull these back. And we'll adjust these. All right, I'm getting relaxation in here. That's fine. I just need to narrow this up. Have no idea what I'm, you know what? I think we just bring those in. I hate the way it does that. I start a point, but it won't actually do anything with it. I'm kind of getting the shape I want. My only thing now is, do I just need to run it? I'm actually kind of in the right location. This angle is a little off. Actually looks like it could bulge out a little bit more. And it still looks like I'm not pulling really tight through here. I mean, if I do this, is that just going to run it further up the foot? It is, but it's actually kind of tightening it up too. I think that might be good. There's this thing where you put a point in, but then I can't move it, and then I have to let go of it and restart it. It's kind of annoying. I don't like this shape. I'm going to smooth these out, but I do kind of want a curve, and it's doing that thing where it complains every time I touch it. No, don't touch me there. Oddly enough, this is kind of working. I can't tell what my pattern's looking like. Maybe I should. Well, we can see one thing. We've got a bunch of tries going on here, right? Let's fix that. Let's convert over to quad optimized. Okay, so I went a little too far on that one. And instead of grabbing the point I wanted, it just created another point. And what do we look like over here? Same issue. So I think I'm getting close. I'm happy with that. I think maybe we just pull this up a little further. Part of me wants to make that symmetrical, but the other part of me is kind of happy with how it's looking so far. My symmetry, and then it's not actually sewing onto a symmetrical shape either though, so I shouldn't really worry about it too much. But I do want this to be further up. And having selected these, my focus went to the other window. I think that's too far. I want to put it back. That what I want to go with. Why do you look like? Did I undo? No, you say quad optimize. Okay. What if you say 5? Why so many fabrics? So many dead fabrics. You know what it is from all those imports. It kept making a new fabric every time. I'm going to tweak this to be a stiffer material. Maybe it'll help it hold its shape some. We are looking for non-fabric. I am going to do a little cement. No, never mind. It probably could stand a little bit of extra. I think I'm pretty good. I'm probably gonna. It is quads actually. It's just showing tries. I do have it set to quads, but you know, in render engine, in the real world of render engines, everything's a try. Everything in DAZ is a try. It just looks like quads. It's all a lie. Quads are handy on the modeling side because there's easy calculations to make selections and things with quads. And but I can tell DAZ actually. If you're ever taken a quad and bent it in DAZ, you can sort of figure out quads are 50 less polys too. Well, there is that. Anyhow, let me. I'm kind of happy with that. So I think the next step is to try to get the strap on here. And we're just going to kind of attach it to here, run it around the back, and bring it around the other side, and then attach it over there. And then I'm going to put a chop in here, and I'm going to add a little smaller piece that's going to act as whatchamacallit. As like elastic. I was going to do something though with this. I want to do change the fabric. Oh, I did change the fabric. I don't know if PVC. How is What if we do rigid metal? What is fabric trim hardware? Let's see what that does. Let's try leather. Yeah, I have noticed that. iRay's a little inefficient. If you have the same map multiple times, it doesn't reuse the map. It just loads in different instances each time. At least I think that's what it's doing. What am I looking for? I'm looking for leather. Right there, leather full grain. This is starting to get really slow. I'm going to switch this back to 10. Just in the hope that it'll run faster. We're going to subdivide it in Blender anyhow. Okay, and now let's make and I think I'll do 15 millimeters. I'll just try to run a strap and attach it to here, and then I'm going to shape that to look a bit like this, which means it's going to kind of come from here and swoop up. So I'm going to make a strap and attach here. Then we'll make a swoop out of it, and I'm going to do that in 2 parts, I think. So here, let's start with that. I'm going to say 100, and we'll say 15. Say okay to that. I'm going to save this and relaunch. This is getting really boggy. I have a sneaking suspicion my undo queue is really jamming things up. I think I haven't saved you yet. Save as project. Black line heels. Let me just double check, make sure I'm not doing something stupid like running IRA in the background. And this should be fine. So I'm going to shut you down, put you away, relaunch. Okay, file, open project, heels. See how much snappier that just suddenly got. I'm going to tweak that. I'm still not happy with that shape. Isn't looking quite right. Maybe we just get rid of you. Get rid of you. See, that looks smoother already. Okay, I'm going to line you up. Also, let's turn off the stress map, the strain map. I don't know if that adds any extra weight to this or not. I'm not sure how big to make this, so what I'm going to do is just get a strap in here and eyeball it, and then we'll duplicate that to the other side. So I'm going to kind of want you to come around here, and I'm going to kind of want that to stretch out a bit more until we're visually closer to here. Maybe like that. And then I think we'll just do a, that's not what I wanted. Kind of do that thing. And we'll move you back over here. Okay, this, and you know what? I'm going to freeze this for right now. This is going to be one ugly, so, but I'm going to take this and just attach it into here somewhere. Right about there. Is that where I want that? Probably not. Suddenly I wasn't seeing where it was going. All right, then we'll attach this one. Somewhere in there. And then we'll just sew the backs of those together. Boom. Oh, you got twisted around. All right, let's flip that. That sewing's backwards. That's better. Do I want you to be a little bit thinner or not? I don't think so. Actually, we do want to kind of make it thinner on the backs. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to take that and kind of drag it out like so. And then we'll just edit this. And I'm going to just drag that back to the end. And then we'll just do the same thing over here. Push that back to the end. And we'll see how that goes. So I think I do want that up. So what we'll just do is run you a little further out here and then readjust our sew points. So that goes all the way over there. Oh, that's too far, I think. I don't know. Let's see how this looks. That doesn't give me a lot of room. I'm getting some serious ass stretching. This is going to get remapped. That's for darn sure. Okay, now we're going to just reshape. So we'll put a little bit of a curve in here, and we'll make it a little narrower in the back. And do I need to put a little angle in there or not? I think maybe a little bit of an angle. Maybe like that. Nope, not that way. Angle should go the other way. I think. I could be off on that. Nope, either. You know what? I'm just going to leave it straight. Although I am just going to make it a little smaller. And then we'll put a curve in here. And we'll see how that looks. Kind of. Then I'm going to put maybe a little bit of a curve in here. Just a little. I got to pull this back. I'm almost there. This just keeps snapping to goofy shit. I like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little cut in here. And we'll take a little bit out. And that'll be the zone that will make look like it's kind of loose. Where does my strain map say? If I pull that any tighter, will we... I didn't like that. I like that better. I'm probably going to regret this when it comes to rigging. Okay, that is tries. We'll switch that to quad optimized. See, don't those look like quads? No? Where's the thing that makes it show the mesh over here? Oh, is this over? I always forget what's where. Wireframe. See, there's the wireframe. I think I think I'm ready to bring this over to whatchamacallit. We're going to kick the resolution up to 5, and then I think I'm going to... Do I want to kick that up to 5? Let's unfreeze you, actually. I click on stuff and nothing happens. I think we're fine. I think this is going to be the start of the shoe. I'm going to manually chop that up in Blender, I think. We'll do that. No, maybe I should just do it here. Probably easier just to set it up here. Right there. Let's remove the linked editing. I'm just going to run a little doohickey here. I'll just do an offset internal line. Set that to say 15. Say okay on that. Maybe we'll just do... We'll extend these to the edges and add points. And I'm just going to add a little that I'm going to delete out later. I'll set as an internal line. Oh, I know, I'm going too far. We don't want to extend. I want to say okay to that. And now I have these little... I think maybe we make you a little bit smaller. Maybe just say one little teeny millimeter in there. I think I'm ready to run this over to Blender. We are running out of time. And I spent like an hour just doing the soul of this thing over and over again. I think we're good though. I think this is gonna work. We can start fleshing it out in Blender and then we'll call it a day. So let's do file export OBJ selected, blackline heel, singular. Okie dokie. All right, let's pop back over into here. Let's hide that. Come over here, file import. I got a button for that. And let's sort by date modified. So that's got a little beat up over there. We can smooth that out. I'm thinking, I'm designing. Let's go over to sculpting. Let's go back into editing. That's better. Now we can pop back over to sculpting. Actually, it might be easier to do this in editing. Am I in editing? I am in editing, but I've got everything selected. I can't select anything. Layout. What's going on here? Okay, that's better. Can we just relax you? Maybe from here to here. How does that work? That kind of works. This is mostly good. Yeah, I have some faces in here that I'm going to delete out. Clean that. That's kind of janky looking, isn't it? I'll probably just delete all of this out, reconnect it, and then chop it up and make a cleaner looking doohickey out of that. Why did you go over there? Don't go over there. Right? Oh, those don't line up. Oh, pooper scoopers. I can make them line up. I can make a nice neat. Oh no, I need a just, you know what? I'm just going to run a line through the center there. And then just clean it up in here. Oh no, what have I done? That's janky ass. I mean, I could just put little lines through here. Yeah, I might do that, and that might make a nicer looking shape. Right? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at those pretty quads. Okay. Now we're. Can I just bridge you guys like this? Does that work? Is there something in here that says bridge anywhere? I can't do that with points. I have to switch over to edges, then I think we can bridge. Then we can just put a thing in there and bevel that out. And that kind of gives me that detail. I think what I want to do is extrude this down, do this, slide and fill in. Although I think it might be easier to just do... Let's assign some materials here. That might help things. I'm going to separate sole from heel. We'll do that. And it's 9 o'clock. I'm just going to call you sole. And upper. And let's say a heel. I want to put heel in front of everything. And we use underscores because Blender's going to put those in anyhow. Now we just kind of want to... How does this work? If I do that, are you going to loop around? No, you looped around nicely. That's nice. I like that. I'm going to assign you to that. I'm going to hide that. And then how do you... Sweet! See, that's a nice... Assign that. Hide. Now this is a nice island I can select all by itself. And assign. Let's adjust the colors so we can tell the difference. And Alt-H. And Alt-H. Bring everything back. So now that I have my material assignments, I can do some... What I want to do is I want to extrude this out. Then I'm going to have this little edge along here. So when I bring this down, those will come down with it. Because I want this to run down. because I want this outer part to run down the sole a little bit. So I want to be able to extrude this down with part of the sole. And I have that all selected, so Control F. Extrude faces along normals. And we make it all thick like that. Yay. And then I just expand that like that. And assign it to the wrong material. Yeah, assign it to that material. Yes. Excellent. Very good. Now when I extrude this stuff down, I can bring those with me. So what I'm going to do here is we'll take, select that, and then what I want to do is I want to select these little pieces in here. I'm just going to do them one at a time because I'm not, actually, can I just do that? And did that loop all the way around or not? That did not loop all the way around. Excellent. And can I do that? See, that kind of works. There's a little bit of an edge on that. I'm going to take that off later. But now we can just do an extrude. And I want to just pull that down. Like so. Oh, that didn't work right. I could have evil ass extrude were you. See, you did still didn't work right. I'm going to finish this part and then we're going to call it a day. We'll find somebody to raid here in a short bit. I mean, what we can do is maybe a Shift D, and then I can just fill those gaps in, right? Is this going to work? If I just select that and that, do that, and then run it along this edge. No, you're not working. Why you no work? I think I've got something goofy going on. I'll work on this later. Anyhow, I'm making progress on this. Thank you all for being here. Let's find somebody to raid. Hey, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're on Twitch, we're going to go find somebody to raid. Once again, Willie, thank you for that resub, man. I really appreciate that. There's the gold dyslexic heart for you. We saw DJ Stulu in the house, and we saw Napsmore. And did I see anybody else? There might have been somebody else. Maybe not. Charles wasn't with us tonight because he had to get some sleep, which is cool. Anyhow, let's see who's on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, feel to stick around for the raid. That would be awesome. Hey, I sell stuff at Daz. Feel free to go by. I have a Discord. Feel free to join. And we got some raid calls if you can stick around for the raid. Going to log off. All right, take care, Willie. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. If you're not a sub, you can use that raid call. If you are a sub, you are cool, and you get to use this raid call. And let me pop over here to Twitch. Let's see who is on the Twitch first tonight. DJ Ray probably just started, so that's always somebody that we can look for. But let's see. But we do rate DJ Ray a lot, but he is cool. And I'm probably going to end up over there anyhow. Just saying. Rift Critter's playing Heartopia. Tarpov is on. let's go over and see my friend Tarpov. He plays games, but Tarpov's a good friend, at least as far as Twitch people goes. So I think that's going to work. Our friend Tarpov is trying a fan-made Monkey Island game. There we go. So yeah, if you can stick around for the raid, that would be cool. /raid Tarpov. There we go. Can I spell Tarpov? I can actually spell Tarpov, I think. Yep. We'll do that. Anyhow, it is Tuesday. I will be back in 2 days on Thursday, 7 p.m. We will still probably be working on this outfit. I will probably have made progress on the shoes, but we'll see. I'm in the middle of trying to get the... I can't even remember what it was now. It's the Greek-inspired dress, the Parian outfit. I'm trying to get the Parian outfit submitted to DAS. That's it. So I will probably make progress on the shoes. We will probably be working on maybe the jewelry or possibly materials for this black line little black dress on Thursday. So that's the tentative plan. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Am I ready to raid? Probably ready to raid. 2 viewers ready to raid. Alrighty. Copy that raid call. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have a good rest of a Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And happy Mardi Gras. Yay. Anyhow, hasta la vista, baby.